I'm Dave, I'm here with Sven, and we're gonna drink a brew and review Faster Than Light.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Dave's got a Stein today, drinking from Unstein. That's terrible. I'm not German, forgive me.
I got this being a groomsman. It's got groomsman Schmidt written on it.
Oh, that's excellent.
You like that?
You'd sell that.
Mm-hmm.
Faster Than Light is a space strategy simulation game with some roguelike elements. You are the pilot of a ship, and you have various weapons and abilities at your disposal, and you have to manage that ship as you try to outrun the rebel fleet and take back vital information to the crumbling Federation Empire.
It's got a huge focus on multitasking.
But there's also a turn-based element. You can pause the game whenever you want and assess your options and delegate commands. So if you're really into the RTS aspect of it, you can play it like a StarCraft. And if you like the turn-based strategy aspect, you can play it that way as well. You can do both.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, the only way to really be successful is to utilize the pause button. Because there's a lot of times, too, in terms of timing, where
of course
you want to fire one weapon off.
Right.
But then you want the other one to time perfectly with it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's probably FTL ninjas out there who are like, I never press pause. Yeah. Pause is for bitches.
They've got like 3 hands and 3 mouses to go with it.
Yeah, they have a team. Firing lasers now. Some guy who's just on the 2 button being like, pew, pew. But yeah, you definitely need to utilize all the tools at your disposal to be successful in this game. If you're not good at an aspect of the game, you better get good quick because it will spank you.
Well, yeah, and there's 3 difficulties. You've got the easy, the normal, and the hard. Well, the easy is the most fun for me to play because you don't even have 100% success rate. So then when you get to normal, it's certainly not impossible. But hard, I haven't even attempted. Normal is enough to just enjoy the game, have a challenge, and not want to rip my throat out of frustration.
Not commit Sepectu and be like, oh!
Yeah, exactly.
Fall on your own sword. I mean, it's kind of like a different perspective. Most games that I play, I'm just like, oh, I'm playing on hard. I'm hardcore, motherfucker. But normal is much more difficult than other games, which I enjoy. I like it so that there's a challenge when you're actually playing on normal. It's like, this is how the game is intended to be, and it's challenging. So there's nothing wrong, in my opinion, with going and playing on easy and practicing your skills, learning about the new weapons in the game, learning what works and doesn't. And then, like you said, it's not even a guaranteed success either, but then you take those skills into normal and you do a lot better. Because I didn't do that when I started playing the game. Just played through on normal, and I would almost invariably get to the very last sector, just be totally fucked, limp into the boss, and then be destroyed completely. And then I'd be like, fuck this shit!
Yeah.
Going home! Just like throw the laptop out the window.
You'll be getting to the boss, and you'll find some enemies on the way that are actually pretty challenging to get by. Especially missiles seem to be the worst thing to run into because they can bypass your shields.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you limp into the boss battle, it's pretty much a guarantee you're going to lose because the boss is probably 5 times harder than anything
else in the game. Yeah, you have to have everything in order.
One thing I love, and especially now with the advanced edition, is there's just so many different ways that you can approach the final boss. They've added so much to the game, and I've played through probably like 25 times now. Each time I've had a different strategy to beat the boss at the end, and there's still a couple strategies that I haven't tried yet.
Yeah, which really speaks to the strengths of the game. It's like doesn't seem like there's one definite way to win.
There's a couple things, in my opinion, though, that are of a higher caliber in terms of strategy. The hull
repair drone.
I've
never even seen that yet.
Which apparently you haven't even seen.
Looks game breaking.
In my opinion, it's almost a necessity to have it to beat it in normal. Actually, that's another cool thing. There's how many ships in the game? 10 ships?
Yeah, I haven't even gone through all. I've only gone through a couple of the ships now. They're all very different.
But yeah, they're all extremely different. And not only are they different, but they all have 3 different forms.
Variations, yeah.
3 different variations. And each variation is quite different from the prior variation. And so that creates such diversity for all the different playthroughs.
Mm-hmm. And in the first iteration of this game, you could only unlock them through completing those various quests, like use 3 drones at the same time to unlock this ship. But now you can just beat the game with certain ships, and that'll unlock other ships, which I think makes it a little more accessible.
I like that there's a bit of a morality system there too. Not that it in any way affects the game, but you can basically, your choices have some sort of morality.
Mm-hmm.
In most cases, at least for me when I'm playing, I don't really give a fuck about immorality. I'll just go for whatever improves my ship the most.
Yeah, you would just walk into a situation, cock the shotgun, and be like, "Let's kill these bitches."
But then the next time, the reverse situation, like I would be the savior as long as
That's
I'm getting
true.
more scrap.
That's
right?
true.
So
Well, you're that.
It's all about the scrap.
It's all about the dosh for you.
Yeah, it's all about the dosh for me, baby. Give me that scrap, baby.
I need that scrap.
I think we both put in probably combined like 40 hours. And even with that, there's things that you and I haven't experienced.
Haven't even
yet,
seen yet.
which is interesting for a game that only has one boss. That's actually one problem that I do have with the game is even though you can play it 500 different ways and still win.
The end game's always the same, though.
Yeah, it'd be really nice if there were varied end games.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's something they could do for a sequel. There's a lot of room here for improvement and expansion. I feel like it was a couple guys or girls.
Yeah, I think it's just when you win the game, it has like two names.
Two developer names.
two
Yeah.
developers.
So this is like a crazy accomplishment for them.
Oh yeah.
Like when the original came out, I had a couple problems with it, and they fixed most of them with the update.
Yeah, the update's a big deal, and that's really cool. Not only did they create an awesome update for the game that throws out so much new content, but they did it for free. Like as long as you bought the game, then you get it for free.
You just
which is like-
re-download it and you get it. So like that kind of commitment to the product that you're making, like that was like a good year and a half after the game was released. They could have been like, all right, FTL, that was fun. On to
Yeah.
let's do some more coke. But yeah, they're very passionate about this game. Just small things. Like I remember in the first iteration of the game, you had to individually click all the crew members on your ship if you wanted them to be able to do something. And now they have hotkeys. Hotkeys are very important in this game, obviously, where you can save your positions of everybody on the ship and then send them back to those positions, which just like streamlines the process so much more. I mean, it's just small things like that that make the game so much better than it was when it started.
Now they have it that each character gives a perk to the ship that you're on.
Like the Zoltan, for example, can power subsystems just by being in the room.
Yeah.
On top of that, what you can do now in the advanced version is purchase crew members from the store who will all start with like a huge bonus in a specific area when they're manning that subsystem. Do you want to talk about the music in this game, Dave?
We should talk about the music. The opening screen, that's my favorite song in the game, and it's actually one of my favorite songs in any game that I've ever played.
The thing about 8-bit music, there's like definitely a nostalgia like aspect to it, but more importantly when you're playing games like this is that it sounds good, but it doesn't distract you from what's happening. It enhances the gameplay instead of detracting from it. Kind of wish there was a little more music, but they did add some new music on this patch.
This is a compact game that has a lot of different small variables that make for a very different experience every playthrough, and I'd say that's easily the biggest strength of this game. If you were gonna put down some money, I think, what are they selling this for on Steam right now?
$10 on Steam.
$10 on Steam right now. How much would you pay for this game?
I would honestly, this isn't gonna be like a Bit Trip Runner where I'm like, I guess if you like this game, then you can pay $10. I really enjoyed this game. It's a really fun strategy game with a lot of little interesting quirks. I would pay $10 for it, straight up.
I would also pay $10. I would pay full price for this game. The whole upgrading your ship. I love that feeling every single playthrough that like every star you land on, your ship's getting a little bit better. It's getting a little bit better. And that sense of progression is very satisfying for me.
Agreed.
So $10. If you can obviously get it on sale, definitely worth it. But I would pay full price if you want this game.
100%. I mean, I did pay full price for this game, honestly. And it's been on numerous Steam sales and Humble and New Bundles. But I was like, no, now. Right now. And I was not disappointed.
I think we've creamed over this game enough.